Welcome back to the Voices of Madison Park. This is Season 2, Episode 6. I'm Liza Pina, and in this edition of the podcast, we're celebrating the incredible women who are making a difference and breaking barriers. As we honor this year's Women's History Month 2025, we embrace this year's theme, Moving Forward Together, Women Educating and Inspiring Generations. Join us as we highlight the voices of the stories of women who are shaping our school and community. I'd like to welcome our guest, Ms. Cruthird, a fitness expert, former Division I basketball player, and community leader. She grew up in Boston and was an All-American basketball player at Jeremiah E. Burke High School in Dorchester. After that, she played Division I basketball at James Madison University. In 1996, she opened the first independent gym in Roxbury because she saw a need for affordable fitness spaces. Later on, she started Body by Brandy for Kids, a nonprofit organization helping children fight obesity, and her work has been featured on CNN, NBC, and the Boston Globe. Ms. Cruthird, welcome to the podcast.
Pleasure to be here.
So let's start off. What made you first fall in love with fitness, and what made you want to help people live healthier lives?
Well, first, being from Boston, I saw a need after graduating from college when I came home that there were no gyms in the community. And I had the opportunity to work for one of the major footwear companies, which was Reebok. So after graduating, I couldn't understand why my neighborhood didn't have gyms in the neighborhood so people could be healthy.
So continuing on, how did you get active into fitness?
I got active into it because I played Division I basketball. And when I got out of school, I just wanted to stay fit. So I went to the local community center, which is the Shelbourne Community Center, walked in there. The instructor wasn't there. This is how I first got my first job. Went back again. So I started on that Tuesday, went back again that Thursday. The instructor still didn't show up. So Alfreda Harris and Miss Harris gave me my first job as a fitness professional. She said, hey, why don't you just teach the class? I said, I didn't come here to teach the class. I came to take the class. I ended up next week becoming the instructor. And then from there on, I ended up pursuing health and wellness in the community.
Right. So growing up in Boston, what was your childhood like?
I grew up in Orchard Park, so I had a good childhood. You know, y'all know the No Addition. We know Ziegler Street, Harrison Ave. So I had a good childhood. I have no complaints about growing up in the neighborhood. I had the opportunity to attend Boston Public Schools. So at that time, I went to the Quincy Upper Middle School, the Quincy Elementary School downtown. And then from there, we actually moved into Dorchester from Roxbury.
So did you always want to be involved in fitness and sports?
Well, that's weird. I didn't learn to play basketball until the 9th grade. And I say to young people here, people can see a gift in you. Someone saw that, I was tall and they threw me a basketball. And one summer in the 9th grade, I spent that whole summer and I sent a shout out to Terry Walker, Miss Lee Neves, who was my basketball coach, and John Rice. They saw my potential. So that year they sent me to basketball camps after 9th grade. By 10th grade, I was coming back pretty strong, averaging a lot of points, like 30, then 37, then breaking records, still holding basketball records to this day, 61 points. And I graduated from college as an All-American, Gatorade, McDonald All-American, All Scholastic. So I had a really exciting basketball career in Boston. And I believe all young people should play athletics because it does something to you. Moreover, it gives you what I consider to be the 3 Ds of life: discipline, determination, and dedication.
Right. So since you were a All-American basketball player in high school, what drove you to push yourself at that level?
I wanted to be good. I every day I would eat, sleep, and drink it. And it's so weird that we're talking right now because I like to inspire young people. I had a dream bag. So I had all my dreams in this bag, and my goal was to make the Boston Globe. That's all I wanted to do, was to make the Boston Globe. And that inspiration also came from other people who played before me. And one of the greats right now that I could speak of is Tanya Cardoza, who's the assistant coach down at UConn. There was Robin Christian that came out of here, Michelle Edwards. So you had so much talented young basketball athletes coming out of Boston. I was like, why can't I do it? So I just dreamed myself until my dream became a reality. And I tell people, young people, to plan your work and work your plan.
So looking back, what's one lesson that you learned from playing Division I basketball?
Never to give up, that life's hard, And basically, my big lesson, I would say, always be able to cross over, be flexible in life, because things are always going to change and evolve and go places and that you may not have thought of. So you might think that you're going down this street and then all of a sudden you get detoured. You can get back to where you're going. So always be flexible and don't forget anything is possible.
So back in 1996, you opened the first independent gym in Roxbury. What inspired you to do that?
Well, this is terrible to tell you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. So I was working at the Shelbourne, right? And then I noticed the room was packed. So the room had all these people. So I started saying maybe I could get my own business and I could do it myself. But I didn't realize that when I get my own business, there's going to be money I need for rent, heat, and electricity. All I was doing was counting the numbers. With that being said, I just had this passion to really have my own facility where I could do more and offer the community more resources.
So would you say that a part of doing that is something that is very technical? Like, would you say that you would do things more technical and...
Opening a business?
Yeah.
Oh, I opened a business without any business background. I just had a dream. So that's what I mean about, I would tell any young person to not just have a dream, but to have a plan. So when I had my first business, it was only about 2,000 square feet. So I was able to walk into a space and learn the business. Then when I grew the business, it was 15,000 square feet. So I was able to expand it, offer more services. But I would tell any young person, especially today, we have the Center for Women's Enterprise, that women can go and learn more about how to start a business, how to market the business. Marketing for me came easy because I worked for Reebok International. So I was part of a company and I saw how they marketed stuff. And I was also in one of the departments where we did the tech rep and stuff. So I had the opportunity to see really what it takes to market something.
So what would you say that you took from the company you were working for that you added to your business?
What I would say that I took from Reebok, I would say I took work ethics from Reebok, being focused, paying attention to how things are done quarterly, because a business is done quarterly. You got to pay attention to your money. You got to forecast. So there were quite a few things that I took from them.
So you later started Body by Brandy for kids, the first gym where doctors could prescribe exercise for free. How did you come about that?
Well, I was a PE teacher in Boston Public Schools, currently at Madison Park, but my role is different here. When I was a PE teacher, at that time, you saw more young people overweight. I just couldn't understand it. And a lot of young people were overweight because there were not enough facilities for young people. And we didn't focus on making sure our young people are active. So we have this thing. Either you're an athlete or you do nothing.
Correct.
So to me, there's an inner athlete in everyone. There's a fitness enthusiast. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create this environment where kids play and we just bring out the best in them. So I also wanted to expose them to gym life, because for a lot of people, they'll go to take class, they'll play basketball, but they don't really know gym life. After playing sports, you need to continue to work out. So I thought it was really important to expose young people to physical fitness early and to get them exposed to gyms, so as they become adults, this becomes lifestyle.
So is there any information you'd like to give to our viewers about Body by Brandy?
Right now, I still teach in the community. So I work at the YMCAs. I teach a variety of classes. So I'm teaching boot camps. I teach tread and sheds, and I teach aqua aerobic classes still right in the community.
So what was it like working with the Blue Cross?
Blue Cross Blue Shield at that time, I want to say, was a great company. And I'm glad you brought that up. I want to say something about dreaming. Because you might be someone out there and you feel a little discouraged or you don't know who to put your plan in front of. I remember having this video. I had a DVD that called The House is Getting Fit. And it was a family DVD. And I wanted everyone in this community to have it, right? But I didn't have the money to produce all of these DVDs to leave them at the health center. So I went to Blue Cross Blue Shield. This is how Body by Brandy for Kids came about. And I talked to a woman named Sylvia Eduardo. And she said, come on in my office. I said, Sylvia, I have this DVD and I want every community center to be able to give it to any kid who comes in the health center and they're overweight. And she said, huh? And she looked at me. I said, yeah, I was all excited. She said, a DVD? She said, tell me something you would really like to do. I said, well, I want the DVD. She said, no, Brandy, something you would really like to do. So always have your elevator pitch ready. I said, I would like to open the first kids gym in the community. She looked at me and she said, I'll help you do that. And that's how that relationship started. And we made it a prescription-based program in which the health centers still use today, that model. Kids are able to get a prescription from a doctor and exercise for free.
So your work has been featured on CNN, NBC, and the Boston Globe. What was it like seeing your impact recognized on a national level?
I have this thing. The accolades that I receive, you always are thankful to be acknowledged. But I always believe the best accolade you can receive is when someone repeats your name or what you've done has been duplicated. So I will say to you, all of that's been good. Still to this day, I've been able to still been nominated for awards. But there's nothing like seeing a child when I walk on Blue Hill Avenue, or I'm in the neighborhood in Jamaica Plain, and they go, Miss Brandy, because some of them know me as Miss Brandy when I was younger. Oh, Miss Cruthird, how are you? You was my gym teacher. Now I want my kids, they exercising. So to me, life's about impact. And it's important that we give to young people because that's how we really keep the legacy alive.
So you've been working at YMCA's, Boys and Girls Clubs, and other groups. What's the most rewarding part about working with young people?
I think the most rewarding part about working with young people is, I was once young. Someone worked with me. So one, I say being able to give back, being able to make a difference in their lives, being able to help shape it. And moreover, just seeing them dream because I get a excitement because someone saw my dreams and someone helped me make them a reality.
So what's the most rewarding part in your career that really touched you?
The most rewarding part in my career that has really touched me is being in a position to help someone else, being in a position to inspire people to bring the best out of themselves, mind, body, and soul.
So is there a specific situation where you spoke to somebody and they said something to you that really inspired you?
Yeah, there's a situation. I had today. I was talking to someone and I was telling them something that I would like to do, like I could help them. And I saw the little girl light up, and just to see a young person light up and not lose that sparkle, to me, that's rewarding enough. What did I say? They don't have no awards for that. So I guess I have to be Drake right now. There's no trophies when you really help the person. Like there's no trophy big enough that you could receive than you knowing and you seeing that person grow and you was a part of it.
So fitness for me is more mental. So how do you help people improve their mindset?
Now, this is a good one. So I am working on my thing that I'm trying to do. I want to be a motivational speaker. So I'm speaking this in the universe right now. And I want to talk to young people about we'll say 13 and up, about planning their work and working their plan. So when you say that to me, you got to get in your mind. You got to wake up every day and see yourself winning. And you got to wake up with purpose. I tell young people every day, if you leave your house and you don't have your dreams in your bag, anyone on your way to school can tell you anything and you can be detoured. But when you have your dreams in your bag, no one can detour you because that's all you're focused on. So I say to people, get in your own head. Think of things that, I tell myself, I'm my own biggest fan. I don't need no one to applaud for me. I'm going to applaud for myself. So you got to get into your own psyche. You got to believe that you can, you will, and you'll find a way.
So you've had many people walk through your gym doors. Is there any success stories that stand out to you?
All of them are success stories because I think anyone that came through Body by Brandy or anyone that we were able to connect with, we both left each other with something. One, they made me feel good because they believed in my work. And two, I gave them all I could every time they came.
So what are some of the biggest challenges when it comes to getting people?
One of the biggest challenges in life. This is life. Everyone's their own person, and with fitness, you'll realize that everyone connects with their body different. So some people get in shape maybe because they're overweight. Some people get in shape because they're going on vacation. Some people get in shape because they're getting married. People get into physical shape for all kind of reasons. But my motto is your body should be your business 24/7. It shouldn't be an occasion thing. It shouldn't be a vacation thing. It should be a self-love thing.
So a lot of people struggle to stay motivated. When it comes to working out, what advice would you give them?
You got to love yourself. There's no big advice that I could say is you have to put together a plan. You have to be committed to it, but you got to just love yourself. Because when you love on yourself, you're going to take care of yourself.
So studies say that 1 in 5 children in the United States struggle with obesity. What do you think are the best ways to fight that issue?
It's really deep that you say that, because when I was doing it, I opened that kids gym in 2005. So the numbers there was 1 in 4 back then. So to hear that, which we still think a lot of kids are not overweight. Well, they're actually even more so overweight because of all the things and chemicals in our foods. I think it's sad. I think that we got to continue to create places where kids can play, to educate them, and not to focus on their weight, but to focus on the movement. Get them up and move it. And then just tell them, my favorite other line is, the more you move, the more you improve.
So if you could give one piece of advice to students at Madison Park about making a difference in their community, what would it be?
See the need and capture it.
Nice. So you've accomplished so much. What is next for you in terms of any new projects, goals, or things that you're working on?
One, I'm going to launch a top park show. I love the parks in Boston, so I'm doing this show called In the Park. 2, I want to be a motivational speaker. So I was just up in this amazing place in which we're sitting in, and I'm going to start dropping, tips to motivate young people, to get them. And the name of my company is called Victory Railroads. Every kid should win.
So if you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
If I could go back in time and give my younger self a piece of advice, I would just say, just keep going. That's it. Just keep going. Whatever you're doing, just keep going.
That wraps up this episode of Voices of Madison Park. A special thanks again to Ms. Cruthird, and of course to all of you tuning in. Stay connected for more stories, more voices, and more conversations. Until next time, take care and keep making an impact.